We're now going to reconnect the media tank to the bypass valve. And you can see your O-rings here, and these guys just basically slip in and snap into place like that. And again, just hand tighten them. Basically the O-ring seal, or the O-ring does the sealing for you, so you don't need to tighten these, just hand tight is all you need. And we'll go ahead and pull this little blue clip out here. This basically has these little tongs that snap around this once it's installed back in there, so you'll pop that guy back in. Put your little clip back in. Make sure you tag on this and make sure you've got that in all the way, because if you go into your backwash start and you don't have that in all the way, you will blow that out, and it'll be quite a surprise. So we have the control valve back installed. We've got our media all conditioned. The last thing we want to do is we want to rinse this media out several times before we get the system back up online. So as you recall, we left the valve in the backwash mode. So right now basically you have water bypassing the valve, no water's going into the valve. What I'm going to do is start opening this the inlet valve slowly, and you're going to start seeing water pour out of here, out of your drain line. That's the configuration the valve's in right now. So what you want to do is do this slowly over the period of about, 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so until you're fully open. What you're doing here is you're basically coming in and you're running the water down through the D-tube and back up through all this media. So you're flushing all the fines and everything out of here. Run this for, 5-10 minutes. You should start to see it start to clear up. And once you get to that point, then you can go ahead and proceed to the next step. So once you start to see this starting to clear up, it won't be clear, but you'll just start seeing, you'll stop seeing the fines and the small particles, and it'll be just a cloudy thing. At that point, we're going to go ahead and plug this back in and get power up to it. And that goes into the outboard port. It says P on it for power. And we'll go ahead and plug that back in. And as you can see, it goes back to sequence 1. 9 minutes left counting on the backwash. So we're just going to go ahead and let that continue down to 0. So now that we've got all of our backwashes completed and our rapid rinses completed, we're looking good clear through the rapid rinse. We're going to go ahead and bring the system back up online. So what we'll do here is we're going to go ahead and slowly open the outlet valve. And you'll fill the water up. And then what we suggest is you go into the house, and or if you have one of these valves, if you have the sample valve, which we recommend you install during your initial setup. But if you have that, great. Go ahead and shut your house supply off and go ahead and we'll open this up and rinse through here and make sure there's any debris that we might have generated during this final assembly here on the outlet side. Flush that for a few minutes until it runs clear. Go ahead and then bring your house back up online. If you didn't have the room or didn't have this installed by yourself or your plumber, go ahead and run back into the house, find the nearest faucet that doesn't have an aeration fitting on it, a bathtub or a utility sink, and go ahead and run that for a few minutes. Once you get that, you should be running clear and you should be back up and running. And that's all for today. All right, thanks.